Hello everybody, it's Jared again. It's Sunday morning and I'm getting ready to head out to a fundraiser that I'm helping out with for the dance company I'm involved with. So I thought I'd take a few minutes before I headed out and leave another video recording. This is something I got thinking about last night on my way home from the Open Ostara ritual at Psychic's Time, which, by the way, it was a wonderful public ritual led by Doug Gill. He did a great job. For those of you in the Rochester area, you missed a fantastic ritual, and I hope you come to the next one. Of course, the next one won't be by Doug, but I'm sure it'll be just as good. Anyways, the ritual and other things in my life got me thinking about the topic of personal power, and it got me thinking about the topic of the Witch's Pyramid. For those of you who may not know what the Witch's Pyramid is, or might have heard by different names, so you're wondering what it is, the Witch's Pyramid is the phrase to know, to will, to dare, and to be silent. And it is a wonderful phrase, and I absolutely love the Witch's Pyramid, and I've thought a great deal about it and everything. Now, usually it's said in the way that I said it: to know, to will, to dare, to be silent. And as I've personally learned it and come to understand it, there's a certain cycle about it that, by following this cycle through and doing all of these things, one's personal power, one's strengths, and one's influence on the world increases. Hence the term the Witch's Pyramid. Kind of similar to how, the witches and their circle build up the cone of power, while the Witch's Pyramid builds up personal power as well. However, as I got thinking about it yesterday, I have found myself wondering if maybe to be silent shouldn't actually come first. It makes sense at the end as well, but if you look at it at the beginning, there's a certain amount of sense. Because the first thing you have to start with any journey is silence, with nothingness. I think this is particularly important because the very next thing is to know. And one of the things that I've learned time and time again is you can't know something, you can't learn something new, unless you're willing to let go what you think you already know. In fact, I remember several years ago I was on a pagan forum and I actually got kicked off for a while. It's actually kind of funny because I was struggling with this whole idea, and I put in my signature line that the first step to wisdom is to admit ignorance, which is true, because if you can't admit that you don't know anything, you can't learn anything, because you can't admit that there's anything for you to learn. Well, apparently one of the people, and I had a bit of a personality conflict, and he thought that I was arrogant and everything. And I don't know, maybe sometimes I am arrogant. That's fine. Well, he took this, signature line of mine, and he thought that basically I was there calling everyone else ignorant, which, was not the case, but whatever. The good news there is that, some other people spoke up and, said, no, that's not like Jared at all, and, they basically got me unbanned and everything, and I think I actually changed, but I did say it's like, just for the record, that was actually directed at me because I was going through my own time there. I had just become a pagan, a couple years before that, and I was still dealing with the fact that, here I was, this person who used to be, this huge Christian, heavily involved in the church, knew everything, knew all the doctrines, could quote chapter and verse, and suddenly I was relearning everything. So it really was, I was struggling with that whole idea that I don't know anything anymore. Everything I thought I knew had to be set aside. So, that's what happened. Anyways, but like I said, that's what I think, silence. You have to start with that silence. You have to be willing to start with that stripping down, that willingness to sit there and say, okay, before I can even know what I know and learn what I know, I need to take that silence. I need to let all of that noise in my own head, and the noise from other people, that's the big problem. When we're talking about personal power here, you have to remember, it's personal. Other people are important, and I'm not encouraging sociopaths, don't get me wrong, I don't want any sociopaths running around and saying, but Jared said we could be like this. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that you have to find out who you are, and you have to go through that self-knowledge on your own. You can't base yourself on other people's perceptions and everything. So again, that silence is important. Well, anyways, so that's another ramble from your local Rochester gay witch on silence and personal power, and hopefully you've enjoyed this talk. Have a good day.